Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of American Truck Simulator. Jumping in with the first video of 2025. We're going to be doing the review on Jon Ruda's Freightliner Classic XL FLD series. This is actually a wonderful mod. I've been using it for a while now, back when it was just the Classic XL. But since now we have two variants of this truck, I'm just go through and show some of the customizations I have on this truck, and then we'll switch over and do some of the customizations on the Classic XL variant of the truck as well. But as you can see, I kind of have it dressed up as Christmas. I was going to do a Christmas stream with this, didn't really fall through because I was still dealing with pertussis, which is another name for whooping cough. Because my last major stream I did, besides the one I did on New Year's, was before September 24th. I do apologize for the lack of content over the last end of 2024. I really did want to push out content, but with coughing really bad, it did not really help. But I am back to being fully healthy, to where hopefully this year goes a lot better than 2024. To where I finally have my focus on growing my channel and bring new content as well. With also, as we go through some of the upgrades, I'm going to talk about what is to be expected on here with some other plans that are in development too. So let's go ahead and go inside the dealership, show off how I have this truck built and what other variants you can do. And then I'll show off the other version of this truck because I have set up as a Classic XL, and this version is the FLD. So let's go ahead and get in here, go into the truck configurator. So in here you kind of got like, so for the FLD version, I have on the 58 flat roof, you can choose to do the mid roof, which I'm not really a fan of. I really like the flat roof, it makes it look good. Or you can cut the cab back a little bit more, and you can make a 48 footer, or you can just cut all that off and make it a day cab, which I really like this. But we're gonna go ahead and just stick with our 58 footer. It's gonna take off those lights. And then for the chassis, we've got the one with, you can have it stretched to where you have 3 powered axles. On all of these, you can have it as stretched with a mid-lift axle, which I have on this truck. So you can make it a 8x4, which turns it back into the Classic XL variant, but we're going to change it back to the FLD because that's what I'm running on this truck. So for the engine that we have in, we actually have Z-Mod's Cummins X15 Performance 565 tuned, 700 horsepower. It's a really good motor, but the eject brake, I wish I was a little bit louder. So what we're going to do, we're going to go and throw in the Cat C15 625 King of the Hill. This motor I use quite frequently, especially in my standard Kenworth W900. So this is one of my favorite motors to use, with it paired to the 18-speed transmission with the retarder. And then you have all these other transmissions options. You can run a 6-speed if you're running a very low horsepower truck, but most of the time I like to run a more decent powered truck, anywhere between 600 to 700 horsepower. Sometimes I'll run 800, but it's really not necessary unless I'm doing a special transport, which I'm not really a fan of how the SCS set that up since the last update. But as you see, we have this up as like XL. You kind of can have standard custom switches, but for this particular one, I'll leave here. As you see, I kind of got some accessories in here, which I'll go through in a minute. You can go through, you got all these different paint jobs. I'm not going to go through them all, but I'll just show off a couple here. that you can do. I might try to figure out how to make some for this. That's for Bobtail Logistics. That is the virtual trucking company that I help run as human resources. So where in the description of this video down below, there will be a link to our Discord. So if you're interested in joining a virtual trucking company, I'd recommend getting that. And I'll also have a link to our truck books as well, to where you can take a look at that. To where we have all sorts of divisions. I run the agricultural side, so I do the grain hauling, the logging, the livestock. That's my division. Our head guy DJ, he runs the heavy haul using flatbeds, drop decks, and the lowboy trailers. He runs that. Midwest Hound runs the runs the tanker side, to where he'll run gasoline, methane, all types of different pretty much hazardous materials. And then when you first join, you'll be doing reefer trailers and whatnot. But if you're looking to join a division, one of us heads will be the one interviewing you, just depending on which side of the division you pick. But we'll go into more details in a live stream where I'll gather up some of the other members and we can go through it. I would love to do that type of live stream for technically on the day this video is being recorded is January 11th, 2025. I want to do a stream, but some of the other guys are doing a memorial for our friend Frank, who passed away in November 2024. I mean, I missed the kid. I mean, he was a big part of my channel in 2024 when I recorded a couple videos with him. But he was a good kid. I'm not gonna lie. He was a really good kid, and I miss him. But going through, as you see, you can put on different exhaust options. Cab panels will throw that back on. We should have our lights, fuel tanks, air tanks. You can make them chrome, so that's what's behind the fuel tank here. So on this version, those fuel tank, you got is 180 gallon aluminum gas tank. You can choose to have it paint, chrome, but most of the time on this version, I like to run the 300 gallon with chrome with the step. It makes this truck look really good. You can choose to have all different types of logos, vintage if you want it to blend in. You can choose to do lights on your flares here. So just for this, we'll just do some blue LEDs. Pretty much this mod is really wonderful. Like when driving this truck, it is a smooth ride. And I'll probably do a live stream of probably this truck here soon. But I expect a lot more videos coming out because I will be doing a review on this. Well, as you see, the review for this truck will be coming out on the channel. I'll be doing a review on the Highway Killer of Jon Ruda's, the Peterbilt 378, well, 378 through to 389X that Ruda has done. We'll pretty much do a review on all of Ruda's trucks, and then I'll also put out some reviews of some of SCS's trucks that have recently come out, like the Mack Pinnacle and the 2025 Freightliner Cascadia. Talking about the upsides, downsides to that truck, but we won't get into it here, or I'll do it in a live stream. But let's go ahead. I'm about to say I should have my mirrors. Oh, I like that when you put in the cat motor, it actually puts cat on the hood. That is actually a really nice touch. But overall, like, this truck, it is a beauty. Pretty much, like, you go through, you can put on beacons, you could do like spoilers, rear cab lights, which we're not going to do on this because we're going to throw on, you like have all different options for head racks. We'll throw on this one. I wish there was like maybe one for like logging. I can see this being like a logging truck, and I wish there was one for like logging, but it is what it is. I'm not going to complain about it because it's a really awesome truck. And then we could put the exhaust there. Oh, so you can move the exhaust to the back, or you can move them back to the front. We have to figure that one out. But for the sake of this, we'll leave them in the back. It actually kind of looks like an older style truck. Oh. Let's not break. Oh, wait, what? Oh, there's room in between the left axle. I forgot that was there. So then you can do like, you got a couple. So we'll throw a toolbox on that side, and then you can throw on the APU on that. And then you go through, you got all your exhaust options. There are like so many. You can do like logos. I need to figure out, I want to actually figure out how to make a logo to put in, or unless it's just a photograph and then you just leave the link to it. But I'm gonna have to play around and figure that one out. And then you can do like this. You can do like window tint, antennas. You can switch out the mirrors if you really wanted to. And in the interior, you'll see I have the GPS, the trip computer down here. Doesn't cover up the mirrors. You could put, if you really want to, you could put a GPS in, but I have it up here in the upper right hand corner. You could do like window scratches, like for age, if you really wanted to. You got the CB here, which I love, is a nice touch to the truck. You even switch it out. So I got in the Cobra 29LX. It's like an old school version, or you can do like the more modern version of it. But I like the older version. It's at the channel 19, which we use in Truckers MP. I would love, another thing I would love to see is Truckers MP incorporate these trucks in. It would be awesome to have these updated in the Ruda. I mean, for Truckers MP to do a team up with Ruda and have these mods in. But in Truckers MP, I also have Pro Mods Canada installed, so that's like going up into British Columbia right above Bellingham, Washington. It's a really nice mod. I like it, and we kind of just do it for basic miles. But here, as you can see, we can switch out the different types of mirrors. You can put in a small TV, like, I don't even know how that would look. So you can pretty much put in a TV. That's pretty cool. But for the sake of it, we won't do that. You put in a window chops. You can switch out the different types of leather. I kind of like it black. You got the blanket. You can do like bed items. You can change the color. The mattress, cabinet sets. One rule of thumb when you do the FLD, don't put anything on the back panel because it's not really placed right in this truck. It puts whatever you put on the black panel above it, like, because it's still technically reading the Classic XL variant. So that's just something to be wary of unless there's a corrected version. But this is the FLD variant. So we'll go ahead and come out. We'll go ahead and show off the cat, the Jake brake, so then you guys can hear it. And then we'll switch over and do the Classic XL variant here in just a second. So pretty much here it is, the FLD. We're outside the mechanic shop now. We're in Los Angeles. And since I'm talking about LA, I do want to send out my thoughts and prayers to the fighters that are out there fighting that Palestine's fire. Like, that's just a horrible thing to watch. And I'm grateful to see all the western states banding together to send fire trucks to aid Los Angeles Fire and Rescue. It is awesome to see them banding together. Like, it's such a horrible thing to see, especially in January. Like, most of like our entertainment comes out of Los Angeles, and I hope that they can put out the fire quick as possible before it destroys thousands more homes and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and get back now to this truck. We'll go ahead and start her up. So here's the Cat C15. You can probably hear it pretty well. Go ahead and rev it up. She is a beauty. Go ahead and turn on the lights so that you can see them. Got your high beams on and off. Using my button box. I will probably eventually have a cam to where it probably sits next to me, like where my other arm is over here, where it's like facing my steering wheel, and to where you can see my steering wheel and the mount and the button box. I need to figure out how to do that, but that's probably going to come either later this year or 2026, depending on what happens. So let's go ahead and take her out for a spin here. Go ahead and do back up here. So pretty much overall I love this truck. It's a really smooth ride. Let's just take for a quick spin up. Let's go and go. Here's the jig brake. So that's gonna yell at me. Another mod that I have in is a jig brake also sounds really good. Oh, and then when you slam on your brakes too hard, it shuts the truck off. And here's the horn. This truck does also have, so you can't see it, opens up that side window and you put the windows down. So it's awesome to see animated windows on these trucks. I love it. Let's just go. I know this is jingling just to do this. Let's pull it real quick. But yeah, here's the FLD variant. Let's just switch over to the Classic XL because I want to show that off real quick. We'll probably just talk about the basic upgrades. You can see the other version. I'm not going to go into the mechanic shop and show it off. I'm going to just show everything that I've done to it, like all the different cab options you can do to it as well. And my ATS has crashed. That is convenient. Let me go ahead and bring that right back up. It did not like loading that truck for whatever reason. But let's go ahead and bring ATS back up. I'm not going to really edit out this part. I like to leave things unedited. But we'll go ahead and bring it back through. And we'll try that again because it should have just allowed it to load. But sometimes ATS does that thing where it's like, I'm not going to load this, so now I'm going to crash now. And that's not what I wanted for it to do. I hate that it did that. Crash detected. Just load it. It's fine. It's just American Truck Sim being picky most of the time. But since I'm waiting for this to reload back up, what I do want to talk about is how later this year I am actually finally upgrading my computer. Which pretty much I am replacing the power supply, the motherboard, the processor, upgrading my graphics card, hopefully. Or I might keep my current graphics card, where this is going from my beginner build that I had in 2022. Realizing that when I bought this thing, I was technically ripped off. Because it came with parts from like 2012. I'm over here in 2024, technically last year, I was like, why is my computer somewhat running rough when it comes to some of these newer games? And I realized looking up when my processor came out, it came out in April 2012. I'm like, well, that's just an inconvenience. So I am upgrading from Intel to AMD, brand new motherboard, process, new motherboard. Hopefully I can clean some of the old components and hopefully hope that my CPU fan that goes on top of the processor can go on top and it fits. If not, I'm gonna have to order one, wait a week or two, and then install it. But hopefully it just fits right on. We'll probably clean up the CPU fans. I might do a video of it like when it's fully built. I might do a video as I'm doing the build. I'm not really sure if I want to do a vlog on that. But once I do, I'll release like I'll probably have like timers reset up on my streams, so then you guys can do certain commands where then you can see all the new specs, everything that I put into this computer. Because I'm pretty much swapping out some drives and pretty much doing a rebuild. Where I already have all the parts in an Amazon cart, I just have to order them when I have the money to do so. So let's go ahead and load back in here. Company, product manager, let's try this again. Don't do it. Okay. I need to figure out why that keeps crashing, but I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. I tried my best, but she didn't want to work. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. Love you guys, and I will see you all in the next stream.